Hello everybody, welcome back to Friday's Reads, and this week I'm going to feature a children's short story collection. We haven't done a children's one for quite some while, so I picked up this lovely book by Terry Pratchett, or should I say Sir Terry Pratchett. Sadly he's passed away now, called Dragons at Crumbling Castle, and I just love that dragon in the bath. Don't know if you can see that, it's great. So what I've chosen, and there's some lovely illustrations in here as well. So the story I've chosen for today is Hunt the Snorry. And so hopefully we've got a mixture of children and adult children, shall we say, watching this, because I think we all love, that's why I still love children's stories. So Hunt the Snorry. The great expedition to find the Snorry began to assemble at the harbour one misty morning. Colonel Vest, the very famous little game hunter, told the men from the newspapers, who all had to get up at 3 in the morning to see him off. No one is quite sure what the Snorry looks like, so we'll be able to tell them when we find it. Some people say that it's covered in blue fur. Others say it tends to sneeze a lot. And they go, sneeze a lot. Because they've got all big writing in here that all the children can join in. One man who thought he had seen it said, made a loud whistling noise and ran around in circles. Personally, I think it lives in trees and waggles its ears. Anyway, that's what we're going to find out. The expedition certainly looked as if it was going to find out something. The dock was piled high with nets, various traps, ropes, self-inflatable canoes, pieces of old string, giant crates of tapioca, said by some to be the Snorry's favourite food. Tapioca, it's like rice pudding. We used to have to have tapioca at school dinners, yak. Besides Colonel Vest, there was a cameraman, a doctor, a botanist, a plumber, a scissor manufacturer, a knife grinder, a man called Harris who was very good at French verbs, and 83 other people. Whatever the Snorry turned out to be, there was bound to be someone in the party who could watch it, catch it, talk to it, or throw things at it. So they set sail. The Snorry's haunt was said to be in the giant tapioca forests of the upper Amazon. And Colonel Vest led his party there. For days and days they trudged on through rather murky swamps, full of mosquitoes and trackless jungles where they spent most of their time following one another round in circles. People they met said yes, this was just the sort of place you caught a Snorry in, and then they went away and laughed quietly to themselves. After a few weeks they had come right up to the place where the Amazon was no more than a little trickle, and the giant tapioca trees loomed all around them. Still there was no sign of a Snorry, and at least 3 people had disappeared. Probably the Snorry had got them. Harris had suffered a particularly nasty shock too when he trod on an alligator. Ooh, even worse, alligator could not understand a single French verb when he tried to talk to it. Oh, I give up, said Colonel Vest, sitting down on a log and sneezing. Achoo! Does anybody have any idea yet what the Snorry looks like? No one had, and they all sat down and waited for something to happen. After weeks of traipsing through wet tapioca forests, they all felt pretty miserable, and most of them were sneezing a lot. A small man who came wandering through the forest collecting fallen tapioca in a sack stopped to look at them. I see you've all caught a Snorry then, he said. Have we? Have we? They all looked rather puzzled. Well, what is it then? Well, he replied with a smile, we call it a Snorry, but I suppose you would call it a bad cold. So there we go, just a little short story from there. Beautiful book, Terry Pratchett, Dragons at Crumbling Castle. Great for adults and children alike. So rather short one this week, but thought it'd be fun to do a children's one. So see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.